Being book smart doesn't make a person intelligent. Because if you don't have no common sense, you can throw all that book smart stuff out the window. Because a person that has common sense will always be able to take advantage of a person that lacks it. And too common in this time where common sense is supposed to be common, it's not. It's a rarity. People think that evil people are the most dangerous people on the planet. It ain't evil people that's the most dangerous people on the planet. It's not even the most intelligent people that are the most dangerous people on the planet. It's stupid people. Stupid people are the most dangerous people on earth. And you can't measure a person's intelligence just based on an IQ test, like I said, or their aptitude when it comes to reading, writing, and arithmetic. You can't necessarily always measure a person's intelligence on that, because I've known some brilliant people who could barely read. They were well versed in the world and knew how to make money, get women, do all kinds of stuff, and they were brilliant in aspects of life that people that claim to be intelligent can never aspire to be, because their common sense was just that above stat, right? Because they've had to survive in certain environments or situations that have molded them to be that way. You know, maybe where they come from, reading a book, right, or getting good grades wasn't necessarily how they were going to progress, or how they saw the adults around them progressing. Surviving life, dealing with life, figuring things out was how they learned from a very young age. A lot of people in this world are coddled. They grow up into their adult bodies, but their minds never mature. They lack a lot of common sense. These are the dumb people who are easily manipulated by the handful of very intelligent people to do nefarious things on a grand scale. One of the ways you can always measure a person's intelligence, this is a tangent, but one of the ways that I always say I can measure a person's intelligence is whether or not they block the walkway when they're having a conversation. If it's a common walkway where everybody got to go through and you stand there and you know people got to walk there, and as people are walking past you continue to stand there and yap, those people, in my opinion, are not intelligent people, just in general. Because for one, they're lacking situational awareness. They're in this, I get we all get caught up in these conversations, but at some point you got to be able to recognize your surroundings and recognize that you're being a clog in the artery. I get to work today. Dumb people ruin everything. As some of y'all know, about a couple years ago, I was sleeping outside, and one of the places that I frequented at night in order to charge my phone, in order to charge my bike, was my job. My job has outlets on outside of the building that are always on, and it was very helpful for me at the time to be able to just charge my stuff, be able to have some juice for the morning before I had to get to the gym and shower and come back on that side of town in order to, get to work. That building obviously attracts homeless people, right? So even after I moved into here and I go back there in the morning, sometime I get there are homeless people out there camped out. And I've told them multiple times, because I get there early, I get there before everybody. I've told them multiple times, before I get here, clean this shit up. Get up, because we've gone out there and found crock pots. We've come out there and found tents. Yesterday, we get out there and we find a whole charger and like a power bank that my boss and them are just going to throw away. So I tell them, make sure y'all get y'all stuff, collect y'all belongings and everything, because my boss will turn off the outlets. I'm looking out because I never know if I'm going to ever be homeless again. And I want to be able to utilize that building. Shit, I struggle with my rent every freaking week, right? I be at the precipice every week, sweating by the time it's Friday, whether or not I get that rent money, okay? So I never put it past anything or whether or not I have to sleep outside again, right? I'm not saying I'm all destitute and nothing like that, but I'm just saying I've been homeless multiple times in my life. You never know. So I'm not out here judging these people. I'm saying, why the fuck are y'all blowing up the spot? There are plenty of outlets out there for people to charge their things, but we get there today and we find this shit. Whole goddamn trash bag full of garbage, okay? It's just sitting out right there on the bench where we come, okay? And I thought that's all it was. I thought it was just a trash bag full of garbage, okay? What y'all just saw right there, because that's where I went up with my camera. Like, look at this shit. Like, this is crazy. Why? Like, this is dumb, right? So, because they've been, like I said, yesterday they had the whole charging bank out there, because now, like, Now the manager's like, all these homeless people were out here, we're gonna have to cut off the power and all this other shit. When my manager gets there and all the other people get there, they're like, look at this shit. Like literally, I get over there, there's a whole box right there. There's a cardboard box right there. There's chicken. There's a sign, you know, like the little homeless man sign that y'all see. And then they had took a shit right there in front of the bench. So somebody took a shit right there too. Left all that. I didn't even see that. And I didn't see the sign either. So that's what I'm saying. Like, just killing it for every fucking body. Come the fuck on. So do y'all want them to like have like
what the fuck?
Why blow up your own spot? And then it reminds me of like people talking about San Francisco and Oregon and all these other places where people just be out there just taking shits on the street. Like, why would you do that? Like, just because you're homeless, and trust me, I've been there, don't mean you need to just be shitting out there on the goddamn sidewalk, okay? I'm not saying bro, I know that there probably isn't a potty available at night. Maybe not everybody has a gym membership. I am well aware of that. But there's grass, there's bushes, there's all kinds of stuff. Shitting right there in front of the motherfucking restaurant is crazy work. That's dumb people shit. One of my first fights that I ever got into, one of the first fist fights, neighborhood fights, was when I was in, what was it, the third grade. I was in the third grade. And there was some kids up the street. They all had D names. It was crazy because in the building, there was two different families that moved into that house, and all of the kids had D names. But this particular family it was a boy named Daryl. He was very slow. His sisters, you know how they'll put like try to put remedial kids in a regular class, right? Because I can't use the word. He wasn't the R word. He was just slow, right? So take in mind, I grew up in a small town, so he was in our class, right? So we had a bathroom in the class. We had a bathroom, like an actual bathroom. When you go in there, this is elementary school. You can go in there, open the door. There's a whole bathroom in the class. Daryl goes in his bathroom, and he's in there for a minute. He's in there for a fucking minute. Now the teacher, she's like, after a minute, she's like, what's going on? Okay, like, where's Daryl? She goes, knocks on the door. He's like, oh, no. Whatever he's doing. She's like, Daryl, you need to come out of there. What's going on? He's like, I don't have no tissue. She was like, oh, I can get you some tissue. And they're like, oh, I please. When she went and gave him the tissue, she gasped. She like screamed. Comes out of there. She's like, oh my God. Daryl comes out of there. It starts smelling like dookie all across the classroom. Daryl, I swear on my life, I swear on my kid's life, this is real. He comes out there, he got doo-doo all over his hands, right? Smeared doo-doo all over the wall because there wasn't no tissue in there. But I'm not making fun of him for that, okay? He like I said, he was a little slow. He lived up the street from us, him and his sisters, and one day we got in a fight with these kids. I don't know, ask me why I got in a fight with this slow kid, but I got in a fight with Daryl and his sisters. His sisters were bigger than us, so they wasn't really fighting us, right? But Daryl was whooping my ass, bro, okay? And no matter what I was giving this kid, right? Take in mind, we in second grade, but I'm a little bit taller than him. But he's like just this stocky little motherfucker. He's fucking me up, bro. He's fucking me up. So there's an aerosol can on the ground. And I don't have one around me. But you know how like the aerosol cans have like the little ring, the little corner on it? So I'm trying to just bash this kid in the skull with this fucking aerosol can. It's doing no damage. It's doing zero damage. So me and my brother run home, and we were being babysat by my cousin Trina at the time. And we're like, Trina, these kids out here, they beating us up, they bullying us, right? She comes to the door and she sees this little nigga. She's like, you out here getting beat up by this kid? And we was like, and so that was embarrassing, right? And he was like, we couldn't do nothing. Then they ended up going home or whatever. Then we ended up like later telling my mom about everything. My mom was like, you can't fight slow people. You cannot fight slow people. They got superhuman strength. Dumb motherfuckers are going to take a dookie. They going to wipe dookie. I can't believe it. So I suggest, fuck it, turn off the power. Y'all going to be doo-dooing outside the restaurant. That's cutting into my tips now, like, right? Because somebody got to clean that shit up. And it ain't just that, all right? It ain't just that type of shit. That's kind of comedy. It's not comedy because the hostess had to clean that shit up and spray that shit down. Y'all saw that shit stain right there. It pissed me off. I'm not going to even hold you up. But the reason I bring up when I say dumb people are the most dangerous people in the world and on the planet, motherfuckers have become the Avengers, okay? And they've decided to set up roadblocks in various municipalities. I think that shit is stupid. And I'm gonna tell you why I think that shit is stupid. Because I would hurt you. Look at this shit, bro. Y'all think I'm playing? Y'all think I play? Look, they setting up roadblocks and checking people's IDs in order to get into neighborhoods. What would stop a deranged citizen from just barricading, just riding through that shit, feeling that they're being threatened? These people are masked up, right? That's dumb. Because what? Because the media is telling y'all need to get out there. Now, that ain't why I wanted to show. That ain't the only thing, okay? So these protesters, they say that they out there because they, fighting these racist ICE people, even though a lot of the ICE people are various races and ethnicities and all kind of stuff. They corner this black ICE agent, okay? These are the non-racist people in our society, okay? They're not racist, okay? These are the defenders. They're exercising their right. They're saying, get the fuck out of here, Nazi. But I want y'all to listen to what they say to this black. These are all white activists, protesting for the Somalis and all this other stuff. I want y'all to listen to what they say to this man.
Oh, is that a question? Wow. Okay. You feel about ripping people from their families? Does that feel good? Fucking house nigga in there. Sir, I didn't move. Fucking house nigga working for the fucking KKK. What's wrong with you people? Why are you calling a woman a man? Sir, I mean, what kind of a guy does that? Fucking house nigga, bitch. Neighbor.
They called him a house nigger because he is a black police officer working for the state. He's a house nigger. He's a house nigger. These are the people that get on TV and tell people like myself that we should just have a whole open bar. Everybody in the world should be able to just come and just pick America apart. Everybody deserves to come and get a piece of the pie with no vetting whatsoever. There's no other country that you get to do that in. But they need to come over here. And these people don't believe in this. These people didn't believe in this when Obama was president and ICE was going to different establishments getting people. And they didn't believe in that then. But when the media told these dumb motherfuckers to get out there and rally up, they did it. And it goes both ways. Don't think that it's just left or it's the right too. That's why all those motherfuckers on January 6th a couple years ago decided to storm the Capitol. It's dumb people get riled up by dumb people. Dumb people in mass, okay? One intelligent person can get masses of idiots, right, to march off a fucking cliff. One well-spoken, intelligent individual, well-versed in the common sensibilities of the world, can take advantage of so many idiots. And all of a sudden, they take up a new cause. A few months ago, it was another cause. Now it's another cause, and there's another cause, and another cause. No, remember, these are the same people that were telling everybody that they needed to take boosters. They needed to take booster after booster after booster. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. These are the same people because they're easily manipulated. They cannot turn off the TV. They cannot get out of their echo chambers on the internet. They cannot hear diametrically opposing opinions to the things that they have become so invested in, right? Because the TV is telling them this is what you need to think. Various news anchors and celebrities, the Grammys just happened. Every celebrity got up there and they all parroted the same thing. Ice out, ice out. Meanwhile, all of them have private security. All of them will vet you before you even got into any gala that they were a part of. But they're telling you that this country doesn't belong to you. For one, it belongs to the government. No, it doesn't. It belongs to you. If you're an American citizen, this is your country. Black, white, Asian, Indian, right? If you're a citizen here, this is your piece. This is yours. You should want to preserve it. You should want people to have a difficult process to come over here to get a piece of what is yours. Do y'all not get that shit? And it's a lot of y'all saying, no, everybody should just be able to welcome, but then complain that there isn't resources available for you and yours. You can't get health insurance. You gotta work 80 hours a week. You're close to being homeless. You might take a shit outside my restaurant. That type of stuff, right? Y'all see how dumb people were manipulated? Instead of just going and, because here's the thing. I feel for everybody too. I don't want to see people get deported. I don't. I want everybody to be able to have at least what I have right now. When I feel like what I have right now, I am very blessed. I have my health, I think. I have a place to stay, to lay my head, to cook my food, to wash my ass. I'm blessed. I want everybody to be able to have that. But if you feel like you have to come here to do that, you have to go through a process so we know who you are. Just like if I were to go to your country, I would have to go through a process to be there. But at the same time, I can't go nowhere in the world and expect that those people will feed me and furnish me, provide me with jobs, especially over the citizens that are already there. It just doesn't happen. But America all of a sudden is expected to open. It's just wide open for everybody to come in. And stupid people, easily manipulated, don't think it to its logical conclusion that if you let the whole world in, what is left for you? And you should just say, oh, that's selfish. That's so you should be selfish. This is about like nationality. This is our nationality. We're Americans. We should want to preserve America. You don't have to be all patriotic and Captain America out waving a fucking flag and doing the national anthem. You don't have to do none of that. But you need to take pride in what you have put into this bitch, because you have put into this. Let's not even talk about the ancestors. You have put into this motherfucker. You have been taxed and overtaxed and you, right? Like, think about it. You go to work, they take money out your check. You go to the store, you have to pay sales taxes, right? If you make enough money, you have to pay taxes at the end of the year. If you open a business, you have to pay taxes on that. There's all these things you have to pay taxes on. You sell something big, you have to pay taxes on that. Everything you have to pay, everything that you've put into this bitch. You just think that all that money that you put into this motherfucker, everybody in the world is entitled to it? Are you dumb? Yeah, okay. That's what I mean. You see? That's what I'm saying. And dumb people are dangerous because dumb people will give away the whole goddamn farm. You wouldn't leave your retarded cousin with the keys to your goddamn Ferrari because you know this dumb motherfucker's gonna crash it into a wall, right? These people that are getting out here marching for everybody to come in and put more strain on a system that is already neglecting the people that are here are dumb. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I got the giggles midway through. But with that being said, this was a fun video for me to make besides the shit outside my restaurant this morning and me having to take that box of chicken. And I didn't have to do it. I decided because I knew that the lady was going to have to clean up shit stains. So I volunteered to take the homeless man's box and sign and toss it. And if that makes me a bad person, I guess it is what it is. But I've told them multiple fucking times, clean y'all shit up before everybody else get here. And they refuse. And over the last couple weeks, when I get there, they're not even there in sight. Their shit is just there. So it's just like, bro, we got to throw this shit away. And I'm sorry. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'll catch y'all next time. Bye-bye.